Hi, my name is Joshua Hammond. I'm a former student in Dr. Hedringen's lab for 3 years during my undergrad, and now I'm a PhD student at the University of Texas at Austin. This course is a great introduction to control and involves hands-on activities. In this video, we're going to get you set up with your temperature control lab unit and help MATLAB be able to communicate with it. Here we have the install MATLAB assignment in front of me, and if we scroll down, there are a couple helpful links. As you go to each one of these links, you'll see a page like this that will help us install the hardware support packages. If you click on this link, you'll be able to install the packages. I already have them installed, and so we'll go ahead and go through that installation process now. Or I should say, I already have them downloaded. So we'll go through the installation process. I'm going to go ahead and accept the license agreement, as well as the other licenses. We'll go ahead and configure it now, if it'll let us. There we go. Mine, at least, is an Arduino Leonardo, so I'll go ahead and set that. And this as well. Arduino, I should say, is probably the better way. We'll automatically download and install these. All right. We'll go ahead and hit next now after our software installed. We're going to make sure that we had a connection now. This is some part at the beginning. This is what can be the most frustrating part of these projects is the IT getting things set up and working right, but investing the time doing the steps right and making sure that it works now is going to benefit you down the road. A couple problems I sometimes see are problems with the drivers, which can be Googled, and there's forums. If you Google that error code, we'll go ahead and install the drivers. Great, we've got our drivers installed. We'll select a board. Again, I'm using an Arduino Leonardo. If you look at your board, it should tell you what type. And column 3 is the only port that I see is available. So we'll go ahead and do that. And verifying the setup, yeah, that's why we're doing this. We want to make sure that it all works. We'll test our connection. All right, and we have a successful build. We'll go ahead and install the other package now. We don't need to see examples of this. So we'll go ahead and install the other package. Similar as before, just accepted the licenses. Now we're waiting for it to download. We're going to set up once again. And it will take a second once again. Similar process as before. We're going to connect over USB. Similar to before, we're going to select, in my case, it's a Arduino Leonardo. COM 3, you're selecting the USB port, or the port you're communicating with. And then I'm just going to go with the defaults that are selected, and we're going to program the board. What this is doing is helping us program, so when we give instructions to the board, it's communicating over a digital interface, and it helps that convert to a non-digital version for the Arduino board to be able to be programmed in that way. Basically, we're giving it the logic so that we're saying, we're giving it the instructions so that we can communicate in the way that we're used to communicating, and the board will know what to do with those instructions. So it's just putting those drivers on the board. And we have a success. Starting off the course well. We'll go ahead and test our connection again, just making sure everything's good so that when we're working, we can focus on learning process control. Awesome. So when we want to connect to the board, we'll type A is equal to Arduino to be able to establish that connection with the Arduino device. We don't need to see examples, and we'll go ahead and hit finish. That's an important note at the very end. If we ever need to redo this process, we can type Arduino setup. So here I have the modules installed, and we'll go to our MATLAB now. We'll go ahead and we'll test this. I'll just do this in the command window. A brief introduction to MATLAB and these live scripts is that within this main window right here, we have our live script. Occasionally there will be sections in which we'll be able to run each individual section with section or run them all with this run right here. On the left, we have a window that helps us explore our current working directory, whatever directory this is in. So here, for example, within my user, I'm in the MDC, this course, and I have all these files. So right here, whenever my code executes, this is the directory it sees right here, at least currently. I may step into these folders and be within those folders for my current working directory. Within live scripts, there's a couple different ways to view our results. Right here, we can input the results of each section on the right. We can display it in line, like underneath, kind of like a Jupyter notebook, or we can hide the code and just show the text. So right here as well, one last thing, over on the right, we have our workspace that will display the variables and we can look at their names. That's helpful with debugging, but I don't always use it, so sometimes I close it. Same with this window on the left. In this command window, we can execute code line by line to help us understand what's going on. So we'll go ahead, we won't worry about clear all close all like we normally would, so I'll just do A is equal to ARDUINO, and we'll see if we have our setup. So let's look at what the output is. And we see we're connected to an Arduino with properties. It's on COM3, it's a Leonardo, and we have some available pins, some buses, and some libraries that are installed, what we just worked on. So now we're able to work with it. We'll work in the next courses about actually using this, and we'll be able to start seeing that within the Begin MATLAB course. But we just want to get you up to speed with this initial introduction. Let me know if you have any comments or any questions below. Be happy to help you. This has been installing MATLAB and getting your TC Lab up and running.